Well, good morning, retail traders. This is the Sneaky Snake trading strategy where I talk about chart patterns, moving averages, and being in the now. And we're going to talk about Tesla. Tesla's my favorite stock to watch. I watch it every day. I look for opportunity. If I see a knife or a dip, I might scalp it. But I want to bring up this guy right here. I just found him. He's called the Electric Viking. And I really like his videos. He's constantly giving updates in the EV sector. As you can tell, he just did one on Tesla, the Cybertruck. And this is where I got my information about how many orders there are and how long it's going to take to fill these orders. So I'm going to put this link to this guy down below in the content. Please subscribe. I don't know him. He's not paying me or nothing like that. I just like his content. Excuse me. The Electric Viking. So we're going to talk about Tesla here. We broke out of a triangle, symmetrical flag, been developed all year. We had an inverse head and shoulders down here, and we had a 1, 2, 3 triple top break. It means when the bodies break past, not the body here, but the wick did touch the trend line. And it did have a nice sharp pullback, which was, a yummy time to get in that trade, right around $200. We definitely called it out. So right now, CNBC just can't shut their mouth about Elon. Every time I listen to CNBC talk about Tesla and Elon, they're always bashing him because he got involved with X, and he's breaking the norm of the major CEOs out there. That's why I love him so much. He's honest. He's not going to pump, and is just a great CEO in my opinion. Probably one of the best that I've seen in a long time. He's my kind of CEO. So that's why I like trading Tesla. I've been trading it every day ever since the IPO came out. So imagine what was going around back then with the electric car. Everybody thought it would fail. Everybody. I'm gas engine, and that's the way it's going to be for the rest of my life. Well, it's true to say that the lots are full of EV cars right now, and they're not selling. But Tesla is. Because it's economical. Who can go out and destroy the middle class and charge these cars for 60, 70, 80,000 bucks and not be able to go over 300 miles? Not even that. So that's a big issue, and people don't want to take that chance. They want something that's reliable. It makes a lot of sense to me, and it's wedging out the middle class and the lower class. And that's true with, General Motors can't get the cars together. Ford can't do it. But Elon is putting these cars out. And there's a couple of other companies that'll follow up and follow through and try to compete with the Tesla. So I give him 100% on what he's doing. He's taking a big risk, but he's making money at it too. So we've got the triangle, we broke out, and we've pulled back. Now, I use the 200 as a gauge on the 1 year time frame, the 200 SMA. And if we ever touch that, that's going to be a nice little trade. Now I'm going to clean this up. We're going to clear it up. And we'll show you a couple things on this chart that catches my eye. I'm going to chart it just a little bit different. For the first thing I see an inverse head and shoulders right here. See, we've got the left shoulder and the right shoulder, and we got higher lows. So this right here is the head. You can also take and run a trend line from here to here, and we're following that trend all the way up. So if we get a pullback, we're going to look for an equilibrium. There's another head and shoulders right here. So we're going to draw a trend line or price line across and create that support level at 241.02. That's going to be a very strong buy in my opinion if this thing decides to pull back. That'll be bouncing off the 51 EMA and the 65. So if we do pull back to that area, I think that'll be a very strong time to get into this trade. I personally think it's going to stop right around the 244 area, somewhere in here, because we have a head and shoulders right here. We're going to draw a trend line on that shoulder. This is the head, this is the left shoulder, and that's the right shoulder. So that's going to be your first support level right there at 450. You see how we pulled back? We've got the left, the right, the right, the right, then it pulls back, the right, the right, the right. So it's respecting that trend line. So if this thing pulls back and hits that 250, I think we could get us a nice little bounce back up and find resistance at this other here trend line, this price line right in here, right around the 257 area. Now I called this resistance out to break, and that's what we did. We broke that resistance level right around 257, 256. Let's erase that. Somewhere right around in that area. As we come back up, we'll find some resistance there, and we could be creating another head and shoulders. Inverse head and shoulders have been one of the key chart patterns that I've been using here lately when it comes to scalping and day trading and swing trading. So in summary, first support is going to be off this trend line, or resistance is going to be off this trend line at 257.36. Support level will be off this trend line, and we're going to move this up, this alert, right above 250. And then the next alert, we're going to set off the 51. So we've got an alert, or do we? Let's erase all these. Start fresh. The first support, if we stay above the 9 on the daily, we're still bullish. We respect the 9, we respect the 9, we respect the 9, we respect the 9 EMA. We've respected the 9 EMA for the last month, or the last 2 weeks. So if this thing drops down and hits that 250 and doesn't hold, the next support level is going to be the 21. And that is the 21 simple moving average on the daily time frame. And then the third support will be off the 51 EMA and the 65. And that'll be your third and final support to hold. We want that to hold. And if it does knife, you know, right around that 236 area where that trend line is of that head and shoulders. And then the resistance to break will be the previous high as we go into 2024. Each one of these levels will be a resistance level on the daily time frame. So you just mark them in on the body of the candle. Right there, and that's the shoulder line of this head and shoulders right here. So that would be a good hard resistance to break. Low support, we want to keep it at 241. If we hold 250, we'll bring it back to 267 or 257, and then 266, and then we got 278. And I think we'll see the break of 300 into next year. And that's going to be Tesla. Remember, keep an eye on that Viking. He'll give you updates. He's really into the EV sector. And I really like this guy. Seems like a good, honest, he got good videos. Sneaky Snake Trading Strategy, where we talk about chart patterns, moving averages, and being in the now.